Pisces, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for August 17th through the 23rd. My name is Athen. So we had that new moon last Friday, and this week will be a continuation of that. And it was involving your sixth house of health, routine, diet, or work, especially of the type that is of day-to-day. Maybe even developing your crafts or creative projects that you started previously. But it's usually your practice and work, your service work. So whatever that new inspiration has been or new beginnings that are starting to shape up will continue as we come into this week in the crescent phase and leave it in the first quarter. So we'll notice this building up of energies here. So with that, I think the emphasis will certainly be there. You got your ruler here really helping expand this area of your life. You're seeing the possibilities and opportunities there. The sun will be conjoining up to Jupiter next week, so the sun's getting closer to that. So I think all in all for you, Pisces, if you aren't already feeling quite self-expressive, I think you certainly will continue to be more and more as the week unfolds, and especially next week when these two planets go conjunct. So yeah, any new intentions you set and putting energy into anything relating to the sixth house, I think is a good way of working with this energy here in your sixth. And yeah, with your ruler, I think expressing yourself and seeing the brighter, playful, and fun aspects of life, especially when you can bring that into the work, bringing in passion, bringing in creativity, bringing in inspiration into, what's normally to others, a very dry part of the chart. This is the service, very repetitive kind of part of the chart here. But for you, Pisceans, it's very important for you to always have passion and excitement in your service work, which is the natural, tendency for you, or at least what's, good for you. And that there, I think, can continue to come through, and you can continue to expand on bringing in that playfulness and fun into the day-to-day experiences. So that's going to be the overall theme. And so let's go and look at the transits this week. We've got Venus trining up to Uranus this week, all the way from Monday through Friday. Now, this is all about mixing things up and trying new things, and maybe even some new opportunities coming in. And while it is about your sixth house, maybe there are some new things shaping up about that. It's also in regards to your communications and also the deeper elements of life. Venus rules both that eighth house of yours and your third house. So I think if you've been thinking about, I think you're reflecting on this stuff, perhaps reflecting on how you're communicating, how you're expressing yourself, coming across, maybe even how you're thinking about things, and also maybe reflecting on the deeper side of things, things relating to like trust and depth and truth in life. And so continuing to reflect on those matters with Venus retrograde, I think will be important for you, but mixing it up because Uranus is in your first house. Over the past 5 years, you guys should still have plenty of opportunities to express who you are, very unique self, tapping into that, and then your whole life path. It's very honored when you have the attitude that is open to new experiences. So that, I think, is going to be in a nice position here with that trine, and I think the more open you are to new experiences in general can really help facilitate these new beginnings around your work, self-improvement, and the day-to-day stuff, as well as the way you're communicating and forming healthy bonds and seeing the truth of life with Venus ruling those parts of your chart. So continue to reflect on that, though. It is like this learning process with Venus retrograde. And but still, I think being open to that while learning is a good way of working with it. So that's the overall work week. But Wednesday and Thursday, we do have Mercury opposing up to Chiron. So there is this new energy now going back into your 11th, which is Chiron. Chiron's already been in your first house, but he's going to go back in there after he finishes up some final things in your 12th. So the important thing, as you can see, this opposition from your 6th to your 12th is to have that present moment awareness into these day-to-day experiences or whatever you're involved with here at work or what have you. And the reason is because Neptune, in your secondary ruler, is reminding you, so to speak, that there's the importance of having, a connection, having that present moment, having that compassion even in your work, in what you're involved with, because our work is a spiritual work. Everything we do here, our service is spiritual, and vice versa. With all this emphasis of your sixth house, you want to bring that in, but you also don't want to go to the extreme either of hiding away of going too far into the Neptunian energies, the 12th house, which would be escapism and things like that. You want to find that balance and realize that, it's very natural and very harmonious to have spirituality a part of your day-to-day experiences, and a very strong discipline and self-improvement energy in regards to your spirituality. Because without that grounded energy of the 6th house, spirituality is, of course, it doesn't turn out, it doesn't amount to anything. So some things there to consider, but of course this will be different for each of you. But something along those lines of balancing the spiritual with the very physical day-to-day, I think will be important. And I think you'll find that very healing. I think your minds have been very much geared towards the practical day-to-day stuff, whether it's the work or what have you. So balancing that, you'll find healing. But also Mercury is going to be transitioning into your 7th house here this weekend on Saturday. So I think your thoughts will start to gear more towards your one-on-one connections. And that's been, that's really good, because your North Node has been transiting the 7th house for about the past 2 years. So with that, this underlying tone to your experiences is that to help you connect, to have relationships, healthy relationships, and that mutual respect, mutual understanding that is so important in life. And so Mercury coming into the play now, this will be mostly next week, is it'll help us understand very clearly, more clearly anyways, for you, more about relationships and growth there and expansion on that level. But for this, this week in particular, still strong emphasis on 6th house, on improving your crafts, your work, things like that, and even improving relationships perhaps, since Mercury does rule that 7th house of yours. So with that being said, as you can see, there are some, considerations, that opposition up to Neptune, but there's also a square from Saturn taking place from Thursday through Saturday, so the second half of the week. It's very important that, with all these new beginnings that you are experiencing, to stay grounded. And this isn't new. This has been an ongoing sort of theme with Saturn scoring this position of the chart. But this is particularly relating to the routine. So staying grounded, maybe working hard at it. Your time management is very important. Energy management is very important. Diet, all of that stuff that helps structure our life, so that we can, organize things, so we can be more of service and improve self, which is what this part of the chart is all about. But it does take that discipline. It takes hard work. It takes that maturity. And this is Saturn in your 8th, which is really a discipline with what is really deep in life, what is really meaningful to you. And if it's relationship related, it's, having that maturity there, understanding that there is beginnings, there is endings, there is transformation, but there is this sense of maturity and groundedness needed in this area, which will then facilitate a lot of this these new beginnings for you. So continue to build structures and understand more about the truth of life, which has been the past 2 years, but recently over the past couple months since Saturn went back in here, and bring in that routine into it. It's like to have transformation, we have to have discipline, we have to have a diet, regiment that facilitates that kind of change. And so it works to and fro, I think, bringing in a lot of this self-expressive and daily energy into transformation, into the ebb and flows of life, and seeing things on that deeper level, as well as being willing to work hard at these routines or what have you, or your work in general. I think will be a good way of working with these energies. So the overall theme is certainly that of your 6th house: health, diet, work-related stuff, opportunities there, as has been hopefully the case, but new beginnings nonetheless. Continuing to move forward with that while you continue to reflect on how you're communicating, how you're thinking, these deeper aspects of life, whatever it might be for you personally. And that hard work there can certainly pay off, as well as continuing to be yourself, and expressing the true you, and letting that true you shine, which is going through a sort of reflection right now with Uranus retrograde. But that I think you can find very exciting to really mix up, try something new with that routine and diet or whatever. And I think you'll find that very supportive. All right, Pisces, so have a nice week. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out the link down below, because this is different from traditional Western astrology, a little bit different from Vedic as well. So yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all next time.